Hello, class. This is English 1102, English Composition 2. This is an overview of the course, an online version of the course. This is an asynchronous course, which means that we will never meet in person, and we will never meet as a class at the same time. So, go over some contact information, and then we'll get into some of the details of the course, which are also provided in the course introduction pamphlet, which is in the course introduction module on D2L. This video really just supplements what is contained in that document. My name is Dr. Eric McCarthy. I've been teaching at Gordon for over 10 years now. My office is in the academic building in 103C, although since this is an online course, I will not have regular in-person office hours while we're taking this class. Please see the course syllabus for my office hours, which I will do online, an hour and a half or so every day that I will set aside to read and respond to your emails, answer questions. And here is my email address. This is the best way to get in touch with me. Please do not use the D2L Messenger. There are just too many inboxes for me to keep track of in my life. So I prefer that all of our correspondence take place through your Gordon State College Outlook email account. And that's how I will communicate with you individually as well. So first, we should talk about the required texts for the class. You've already received an email from me about this. I'll go ahead and show you these. I know these are at the bookstore. I've been. They are all in stock. This is Sherwood Anderson's Winesburg, Ohio. This is the Oxford World's Classics edition. And here is As I Lay Dying. This is the Vintage International edition by William Faulkner. The cover may not look like this. The cover you see pictured here is a more recent cover. Less attractive, actually, than the original, but appropriate for the story. Eugene O'Neill. This is a play, Eugene O'Neill's play, Long Day's Journey into Night, published by Yale University Press. And then the fourth book is Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, the 1855 edition, published by Penguin. If you want to know what order we're going to be reading these books, we're going to start with Winesburg, Ohio, then we'll move on to Long Day's Journey into Night, and then our third unit will be William Faulkner, and then we'll wrap up. The last unit will be a poetry unit, and we'll be reading Walt Whitman. I will not approve editions of books different from those listed on the syllabus and in the course introduction pamphlet. If you choose to use something other than what is available for purchase in the campus bookstore, and I'm not saying you have to buy your books at the campus bookstore. They are available elsewhere. Just make sure that you get the editions I have listed, because if you don't, you may not be able to complete certain assignments where page numbers really matter, or follow along with class discussion and activities. It is very important that you're using the correct editions, or I will not be able to grade your work. I won't be able to tell if you've done it correctly if we are not using the same books. So very important. You can get them, I think, for under $50, all four of those books. So since this is an online class, we'll need to talk about technology. All of your written work will be submitted through D2L. This is the learning platform that we use across the University System of Georgia. Desire to Learn. It stands for Desire to Learn. I do think it's important for you to understand that D2L has some glitches in it, and it really works best using Google Chrome or Firefox internet browsers. iPhones, I know a lot of you like to do work on your phones. Tablets too, they're not, for whatever reason, they're not fully compatible with D2L. So some D2L tools and functions may not work properly from these types of devices. So don't do your homework on your phone. Don't try to upload it on your phone. I think that's a recipe for problems. So desktop and laptop computers are available for students at various locations across campus. You can even check them out to take home with you if you need to. All written work must be submitted as a Microsoft Word document or PDF. It is a good idea to save your files on your desktop and upload from there, or save them to some kind of hard drive, an external hard drive, internal hard drive, rather than the mysterious digital cloud. Have the file stored somewhere where you can immediately retrieve it. If you do not have Microsoft Word on your personal computer, you can download Office 365 for free by clicking on the Student Help drop-down menu on the navigation bar on your D2L homepage. The navigation bar also includes a Tools and Resources drop-down with a link to Galileo. This is a library database search tool. You may already know about it. If not, you will learn about it in this class next week. And you're going to use this tool to complete several assignments later in the semester. Also in that Tools and Resources drop-down is NetTutor. This is an online writing tutorial service that we make available to students at Gordon State. Please use a stationary device with a stable internet connection to take quizzes and exams. Very important that you understand this, because I do not reopen quizzes or exams due to service disruptions. Finally, all students are required to open a Respondus account before taking quizzes and exams. Respondus is a vendor that uses a combination of real-time proctoring and anti-cheating software to ensure a level playing field for all students. If you have not signed up for Respondus before, you will be prompted to do so when you open the syllabus quiz. So when you open the syllabus quiz, if you do not have a Respondus account, you will immediately be prompted to open one. You will pay a small one-time fee. It's around $15, and that will be good for 1 year from the date of purchase. So any future class you take online, or any class that uses Respondus monitoring, you will not have to pay that fee again. It's a one-time fee for all of your courses for 1 year. And again, you will be prompted to create a Respondus account when you open the syllabus quiz. So because we read literature in this class, the subject matter and some of the material, you may find it offensive or morally objectionable. It's really hard for me to predict actually what triggers people. I just want you to know that all such material will be presented and discussed in a constructive, civil manner, and always with the academic objectives of the course fully in mind. If you would like to know some examples of what I'm talking about, Long Day's Journey into Night, for example, the Eugene O'Neill play, involves addictions and addictive behavior. There's some racist language in Faulkner's novel, As I Lay Dying. There's some sexually uncomfortable situations involving minors in a couple of cases. So there is some mature material. I don't issue alternative assignments or excuse students from doing work or participating in class on the grounds of personal objection. If this is something that concerns you, please contact me as soon as possible. We can have a conversation about it privately. We can discuss your worries, your concerns, and determine how best to address those. So the anatomy of the class. What's this class about? You're going to learn writing strategies and research methods that will be useful to you throughout your academic career, regardless of your major or area of study. I always tell students, if you're getting a college degree, whatever career you pursue with a college degree in any field, you're going to have to communicate with people. You're going to have to write. And a course like this really, really helps you prepare for that. This knowledge will likely help you in your professional life as well. Again, in whatever field you pursue. You will build on the foundational skills that you acquired in English 1101. And important to keep in mind that English 1101 is a prerequisite for this class. You had to pass English 1101 with a grade of at least a C to be enrolled in this class. If you did not do that, you need to withdraw from this class and get into English 1101. You're going to build on those skills as you learn how to approach challenging texts, probably material more challenging than what you encountered in English 1101. You're going to learn in here to conduct independent research and compose essays supported with appropriate secondary sources. And if you don't know what a secondary source is, that's okay. We're going to cover that later. You will complete 4 major essays in here over the next few weeks, each focused on developing a specific academic skill. Your last essay will be a research paper in which you will demonstrate all the skills you learned in the course. So each essay gives you a new skill, and then you're going to combine all of them together in the final essay of the semester. Writing topics will come from our reading of 4 masterpieces of American literature, books that I think everyone should read. The stories of Sherwood Anderson's Winesburg, Ohio, the Eugene O'Neill play Long Day's Journey into Night, William Faulkner's novel As I Lay Dying, and Walt Whitman's poems in Leaves of Grass, probably the most important collection of poems in the history of American literature, which we'll talk about later. Frequent written homework assignments and group discussions will help you to understand important concepts and practice essential writing skills. There will also be 2 exams in here, 2 exams on MLA format. And at the end of the semester, you will submit an annotated bibliography as the final. There's no exam. The final exam is not really an exam. It's just a summative document that you will submit on the date of the final. All these assignments will be explained in more detail as the semester progresses. In addition to syllabus-related materials, the course introduction module, which is how you got to this video, contains a reading schedule. I'm going to highlight it over here. There's course introduction, and there's the reading schedule. And I'm going to give you a little screenshot of what that looks like. There it is. It's already in the course introduction module, so you can open it up. This is an old one, so it's different from the one that's in there now, but it's organized by week. And I show you what you should read every day, Sunday through Saturday for week 2, for example. I show you what pages you should read. I just give this to you just to help you keep pace, because I think one of the things that students struggle with in a condensed course like this is simply keeping up with the reading. So having this schedule lets you know where you should be if you fall a little behind. 25, 30 pages a day is pretty normal in this class. Maybe a little more, sometimes a little less. But this will help you keep up with the readings. There are 4 separate units in the course. Now you see them all in the screenshot there on the left. Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. You're not going to see those yet when you look at D2L, when you look at the content page on D2L. I have Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4 hidden from you. You can't see them yet. You'll just be able to see Unit 1. And each unit corresponds to one of the 4 essay assignments. When you open up a module, and I've opened up the Unit 1 module, or I will here in just a second and show you a screenshot of it. you will see an assignment schedule right at the top, very first. And that will detail for you, there it is, highlighted in yellow, that will detail the lessons and homework for the entire unit, except for the daily readings, which I provided for you in a separate reading schedule. So here's what it looks like, the assignment schedule. You'll see that it is divided by week, and it has 3 parts. There are D2L lessons. These are videos like the one you're watching now. I think this first week might have more videos than any other unit. I might be wrong about that, but I think so. And then any readings that are not on the reading schedule will be listed here. For example, you see Essay 1 instructions there. And then a list of assignments that will need to be completed that week. Because this is an asynchronous class, there are due dates for individual assignments, but you can complete them on your own time. We won't do anything as a group, synchronized as a group in here. So this was the best way I found to let you know what's due, what's coming up this week. So you'll definitely want to take a close look at that assignment schedule. As we work through each unit, more content will be added to the module. Video lessons, homework instructions, quizzes, and so forth. A lot of that material you will be able to see right off the bat. Not all of it, but most of it you'll be able to see as soon as you open the module, including the due dates. I often announce whenever something new has been added to the module, but you are responsible for knowing the schedule, knowing the due dates, keeping up with the work. As your assignments are graded, you will be able to track your progress using the gradebook feature on D2L. This is under the Grades drop-down menu on the course homepage navigation bar. For easier access, instructions and assessment rubrics for major essay assignments will be housed in a separate module labeled Essay Instructions. So here I pointed to a video. Here's a quiz. This is what you'll see in a typical module. There's a discussion assignment in there, and I will call them discussions. And then here's the essay instructions module. And as you can see, I have the Essay 2 assignment, the Essay 2 grading rubric in there, just to make it easy to find the instructions for the essays and the assessment rubrics for those assignments. So this may sound like a lot of information. It really is. I'm giving you a lot of information in this video, and the course introduction pamphlet contains a lot of information. And one of the reasons I'm having you take the quiz is to make sure that you spend a little time looking at these things and getting familiar with them. The best thing to do is just to get on D2L and open the modules, just carefully read through things, open documents that are available to you, and just get a sense of how I structure this course and how it's organized on D2L. The course moves very, very quickly. It moves very fast, too fast for me sometimes even. So good to just spend, a couple of hours getting your feet wet. And I think once you do that, because of the pace of this class, you'll adjust fairly quickly. As for your course grade, there are the 4 essays that I mentioned, and you'll notice that each one, the first one is worth 10%, and the fourth one, the last one, is worth 20%. And it's just because my expectations on these assignments increase as you learn more skills and more complicated skills. There are the 2 exams I mentioned, each worth 5%. Your daily homework is 20% of your course grade. And then the final, the annotated bibliography, is 10%. And you'll learn more about all these assignments later, but I will go ahead and provide a brief overview for you. 60% of your course grade will be determined by the 4 major essay assignments, 60%. All 4 must be completed in order to pass the course. If you do not complete one of the 4 essays, you can't pass. And that's not my policy, that's college policy. Late essays may be penalized up to 3 points per day. That does include weekend and vacation days. And any essay more than 3 days past due may receive a failing grade. It's especially important in a condensed online class not to get behind. Because if you're submitting an essay a couple of days late, you're already working on the next essay at the same time. So getting behind in this class, let me just say, I want to discourage that. 10% of your course grade will be determined by 2 timed exams. The first covers how to format an essay and cite primary and secondary sources for an academic audience. The second, how to list different kinds of sources on a works cited page. Exams cannot be rescheduled or made up without notification and approval prior to the scheduled exam date. 20% of your grade will be determined by various homework assignments, each of which will be worth a specified number of points. 10 points is a typical number. And it's indicated in the assignment schedule for each unit. The points value for each assignment is indicated in the assignment schedule. Included under the umbrella of homework are short written assignments, pop quizzes, any quiz, and in-class activities. This would be discussion posts for an online class. I rarely accept late homework, and I will never accept it without notification and approval before the due date. I do not allow makeup quizzes or offer extra credit to recover lost homework points. So don't even ask. The answer is going to be no on makeup work and extra credit. 10% of your grade will be based on an annotated bibliography that you will submit on the date of the final exam. And that is in the course introduction pamphlet. I give you the date for that in the course introduction pamphlet. The annotated bibliography will provide a complete list of the required secondary sources that you used to complete essays 2, 3, and 4. This will count as your final and must be completed in order to pass the class. Late work will not be accepted. You cannot turn in your annotated bibliography late, and if you don't submit it, you fail. So very important that you get this assignment in on time, because grades are due pretty much right after final grades. Instructions and specifications for these assignments will be provided later in the semester. So all written work, as I've said before, but it's worth reiterating, must be submitted as a Microsoft Word document or PDF file. I will not evaluate work that has not been uploaded on D2L. You can send it to me by email, but I'm not going to assess it until it is uploaded on D2L. You are responsible for what you upload. Once my evaluation of your work is complete, it cannot be redone because you uploaded the wrong file. I hear that all the time. If you experience some technical difficulty uploading your work, please document the issue, take screenshots, keep your D2L submission receipts and messages, and email that information to me along with the assignment as an attachment prior to the due date. You may do this up to 2 times without penalty. Always communicate with me when you're having issues. Don't wait until after the fact. I hold online office hours Monday through Thursday, and for the dates and times, you can see the syllabus, the course introduction pamphlet. Mainly, I use this time to read your emails and respond to them. When corresponding by email, please be professional and courteous in your address to me. I will not respond to informal or disrespectful messages. I do not reply to emails on weekends or nationally recognized holidays. Now, this does not mean that I do not check my email at other times of the day, because I do. But my office hours are specifically reserved for reading and responding to your emails. So if you send me an email at 10 o'clock on a Sunday after a Sunday morning, I'm probably not going to respond to it until Monday during my office hours. I may respond, but you can be sure that I will see your email during my office hours. Remote video conference is another option, but this is a more technically complicated and requires arrangement in advance. I have to set up Zoom meetings. Happy to do it, but it takes some advance notice for me to set that up for you. Video conferences will be limited to 15 minutes depending on availability. The more prepared you are for these meetings, the more productive our time will be. I send out a course announcement at least once a week, usually more often than that. But typically I send out these announcements on Monday mornings. You'll wake up, you just get your coffee, and usually these post right at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you have general questions, please see my announcements and check the relevant reading and assignment schedules before emailing me. Probably 50% of the questions I get from students are questions that can be answered simply by looking at the course introduction pamphlet or looking at the assignment schedule. So start there before you email. Standards of academic conduct, just some definitions here. Cheating is the attempt to use or the actual use of any unauthorized information, educational material, or learning aid to complete a quiz, test, or assignment. Collusion is receiving or providing unapproved help on a quiz, test, or assignment. Plagiarism is copying text written by others, as well as paraphrasing or using information without proper citation. If you didn't write it yourself, don't use it without crediting the source. This can get you into a lot of trouble. It can get you expelled from college, and it could be a permanent blemish on your academic record. So all three of these things are forbidden. Let's talk about AI. It's a little more complicated. ChatGPT and other large language models produce written assignments. To produce written assignments, using these tools to produce written assignments is strictly forbidden in this class. And if I catch you doing it, you're going to get a 0. And I do have software that detects it. And that's explained in a separate policy regarding AI usage that is in the course introduction module. In that module, I also include a guide sheet for students on the use of artificial intelligence, because there are some ways that you could use AI to assist you in completing an assignment. So I think it's worth taking a look at this. I identify what would be acceptable and also what would not be acceptable. If you stay in this class and if you don't contact me with questions, I assume that you have read this, that you understand it, that you know it, and you are prepared to follow it and accept the consequences if you don't. So please reach out to me if you have questions at any point in this semester about AI. Additional assignments in the course introduction pamphlet, how to interpret your grades. Very brief remarks on that. Additional items in the Gordon State College English 1102 syllabus. This is a generic syllabus created by the college with some of the basic course information contained in it. There's information about academic policies. There's a college-wide academic policies, learning resources, and special accommodations are contained in that document. And information about Title IX and House Bill 280 as well. And that generic syllabus is also in the course introduction module on D2L. And that wraps up this video. Welcome to English 1102, folks.